Hey YouTube, Vermont Prepper. I wanted to address a certain situation going on in South America that probably most of you have heard about if you are into prepping or into preparedness, whatever you want to call it. And that's the massive power failure that's happening right now in Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay, or Uruguay, however you say it. At least CNN's reporting all those three countries being without power. And you could see here, I have some YouTube videos there. You see a black area here with massive outage, and it's absolutely unprecedented, I believe, that you have whole countries without outage, without power. They're reporting that one of the major companies, Edisur, it experienced a massive problem with connections. Power is only partially restored in Uruguay, from what I understand. I think about 450,000 people got restored, but that's only partial. I mean, there's millions. We're talking tens of millions of people. And I believe it's the first blackout Argentina has had in its history, if I'm not mistaken, according to reports. Right now, what they're doing is they're prioritizing people that have health issues. But the thing I want to really discuss is about something that's not being reported, and the cause of this. Obviously, they don't know about it. It's early in the process, but I think we need to really seriously consider cyber attack of some sort. And if you look at some of the things that are going on, there's the U.S. I believe there was a report that we have been infiltrating Russian power grids, and the Russians know about it now. So of course, they've been in our elections, trying to hack our election systems, and probably are already in our power grid for many years, actually. If you ever read a book by Ted Koppel called Lights Out, it'll show you that both the Russians and the Chinese are already in the grid, and they can pretty much flip a switch to turn us off. And I can't help but to think that this is some kind of warning to us. And again, it's only speculation, of course. I think that there's still investigation that needs to go on. But being that we're talking three widespread outages in in three countries, it's absolutely something that has to be considered. I'm sure authorities are considering it. So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is also the thought of what's happening in Iran as well. I mean, Iran is very sophisticated as far as their ability for cyber attacks. They've proven that in the past. Same with North Korea. So we have to consider those two countries as well. And given the rhetoric and the things that Iranians have been doing in the straits out there, attacking ships, trying to shoot at our drones, etc., I believe we can't rule them out either. So very heavy speculation on what's happening. I'm just commenting as I see it. I really don't have any kind of further analysis, because obviously I don't have the access to the investigation, but it's just something that I don't see it being reported on the news. Very little amount of YouTube videos, kind of surprising actually. So very, in general, very eerie that it's underreported at this point. And I don't know whether the news media is trying to play it down or whatever, but this is something that is unprecedented. And to me, it seems clear that this is a warning from somebody, because it's just way too widespread for you just a plain old failure in a power grid. Now, granted, there was some heavy rains out there in Uruguay, but they're probably interconnected to a large extent, and it's old, outdated systems. But a big rain, they have rain out there all the time. It's the tropics, so I can't believe that would cause that alone would cause a power failure. I think that it's probably very easy for them to for them. When I say them, I mean Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, to probe their power source there in South America and pretty much flip the switch. So I think we have a lot of things that are going on right now that we aren't aware of. And I just wanted to point them out and make sure that everybody is prepared for something like this. Maybe not on a country widespread spread in the country, but certainly regional in the U.S. I believe that we can be hit, particularly here in the Northeast where I'm at. New York is always a target, whether it be for terrorists or if you wanted to create complete chaos. You have our financial systems there, so something to think about. And I just hope everyone really remains vigilant. I'm not a fear monger by any means, but it is something that I do think about, especially now, given this massive outage. So I think, we're just seeing reports 55 million people without power. That's, 1/6 of the population of the US. So quite a large group of people without power. I don't see any reports of violence. I mean, we are in the early stages of these things, but if the longer it goes, you'll start to see desperate people start to do some bad things. I believe it probably will be restored. I'd say probably within the next day or two. But if it goes much longer than that, you're going to see some problems. In any event, hope you all stay prepared. Keep prepping as usual. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm interested to hear any of your theories. And for now, Vermont Prepper out. Take care.